Here's the grid lineup for race 2 for the NZ V8 Utes. It's a reverse marble draw from race 1. Andrew Waite and Dave Stewart line up alongside each other on row 1. Scott McKelvey and James Huggy Urquhart from row number 2. Row 3 start for Mike Lightfoot and Peter Chaos Ward. Then we go back to Jeff SOS Spencer and Graham Senior Byrne. Back to Kane Lobb, the championship leader, and Jeff Kernahan. A row 6 start for Peter Robb and Simon Byrne. Byrne currently 3rd in the points. David Kernahan and Chris Pither complete row number 7. Pither 2nd in the points. So we're waiting for the race start. Race 2 of the NZ V8 Ute Challenge. Andrew Waite, DJ48 off the pole in the mainline construction. Holden, lights are out, we're underway. Dave Stewart with a flyer off the outside of the front row. And that's probably the preferred line because that's the natural racing line on the way down to 1. You don't necessarily want to be down on the inside, down to turn number 1.
That's where it always happens. Turn 1 on the NZ V8 Utes. 3 wide going into the infield, the tight technical part of the track. Great start by Stewart. Doof doof, DJ48, Andrew Waite. And the Hanley Hammer Time car. He's got off nice and cleanly. Good shots on board, Buzz Lightfoot too. So
Dave Stewart had some dramas in race number 1 for the weekend. Leads through the infield on lap number 1. So the grid lined up a reversal of the marble draw based off the qualifying results, remembering that qualifying points carry across the weekend. So at the moment, Chris Pither with the 100% record. Pole, race 1 win, 150 points already, and he's within 42 points off the championship lead with Kane Lobb.
Great shots on board with Junior Burner and the old man in front of him. Junior and Senior. Stewart, Waite, McKelvey making a good start too. Kane Lobb, can he stay in front of the 2 guys chasing him for the championship and try to increase his lead rather than let it lose?
Here's the 2 Burns. Graham moves over for Simon. You can see that coming because obviously Simon's in the championship chase. Now Chris Pither started from the rear of the field, and this one he started off the pole for the first race, having pulled the number 1 marble for the marble draw, so he started right from the back, and he's already picked up 4 or 5 cars in the opening lap in the Gallagher's Ford.
Great shot down the back straight. This is where they really wind up in these Utes.
Mike Lightfoot, the VSL Racing Ford to the outside of James Huggy Urquhart in the VE Holden.
But then it's really tight and tough on the old brakes at the end of the sheet through this very, very tricky chicane. Getting your speed onto that front straight.
It's a big stop for these big lumbering V8 Utes, but they're fantastic to watch. Oh, Mike Lightfoot just missing a gear. They're out of the final corner. That cost them a good 2 couple of car lengths.
Yeah, they don't really lumber too much around the track.
They can carry lumber.
Exactly, they can carry a lot of things to and from the track for the weekend.
So Kane Lobb in 7th, Simon Byrne just in behind him with Chris Pither up into the 10th position. All of those cars in behind are on-board camera car. Mike Lightfoot, who are on board now. Hugh Clint Bridger sign writing design this weekend.
And he's look at Kane Lobb being held up. Look at Junior down the inside, giving Lobb the hurry up.
Well, Byrne knows that if he can get ahead of Kane Lobb again, he'll take some more points out of Lobb. Went into this race 111 out of the points lead.
Kane had contact with Peter Robb and Simon Byrne in the first race. No hard feelings, just one of those racing incidents. Finished 3rd though, wasn't so bad. Let's see what happens now in the second race. Here they are again.
Byrne with a little bit of damage to the driver's door on the right side of the McDonald's Ford. It's still Dave Stewart out in front, chased by Andrew Waite, Scott McKelvey in 3rd, and the Icom Holden.
Look who's on the charge. Pither, there he is, car number 1. Up past Senior Byrne, taking the wide line around the loop. What's Senior going to do?
Oh, Senior's coming back at him on the inside.
Perhaps he's doing a favour for Junior, saying, no, you're not going to take it away from my son, mate. Team tactics, team orders, perhaps.
Oh, that was a good run from Byrne. I think he might have just caught Chris napping there a little bit. I thought Chris thought that Senior was going to maybe concede for him, but he didn't. But he blasts by him on the main straight.
Yeah.
Here's the peak antifreeze replay on board with Junior Burner. Oh, he's given Lobb a little bit of a Liberace.
How you going, mate?
I think Kane knows he's there.
The tradesman's entrance.
Here comes Andrew Waite. Oh, problems for Dave Stewart. He's slowing on the front straight. So Andrew Waite through to the lead. Further problems for the Metro Roof Brick and Pavers. Holden.
That's bad luck for the boss because, you know, great start. Had all the trouble in race 1. And
Simon Byrne. He's got a problem when he copped the shot there from SOS. Has he missed a gear maybe out of the first turn? Pither goes by Byrne. What happened there for Junior? Here's the peak antifreeze replay.
Oh,
he's got a huge shot from Mike Lightfoot behind. Look at the damage to the front of the McDonald's Ford. Both ends of that race car.
I wonder if he seemed to slow in the corner and then Lightfoot just got nowhere to go.
Well, it's off the exit. It's almost like Burns missed a gear, because you wouldn't think that there was that much speed differential coming off the corner. So Jeff Spencer's carrying damage to the right rear. I don't think there's a straight panel on the McDonald's Ford left. I think Lightfoot is obviously carrying some damage to the front of his car.
He's going to have to come in and pit, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. That is important.
Look at the front, the rear, the side. Oh, absolute disaster.
Well, that's really going to hurt him in the points. Look at the damage to the McDonald's Ford. It doesn't even resemble a Ford at the moment.
It's also playing into the hands of Chris Pither too, because in between him, he would have been in between him and Loeb in the championship. And it's just going to mean that Chris is going to pick up more points, and he's muscling Kane Lobb now.
Yeah, he's right in behind Kane Lobb. He's going to look to the outside. There's traffic up ahead. Kane Lobb looking in the mirrors. Byrne continues on in the background as Lobb goes to the inside of James Urquhart. He was pretty happy with his first race. He finished in the 8th position behind Scott McKelvey.
We only had 3 laps out of 8 so far in all this drama.
We've seen it right throughout the championship. Byrne continues on, but you'd have to think he'd be getting some sort of mechanical flag as Huggy looks up and understeers off into the marbles on the outside of turn number 1.
I wonder if Huggy knew that he had the 2 guys chasing for the championship either side of him.
Yeah, Byrne, just confirmation he's definitely been given a black and orange flag to have to pit to try, and I don't think there's enough race tape in Taupo to patch that car up for race 2.
The problem is too, there's going to be debris dropping around the track too, which is going to cause problems for other guys, perhaps punctures and flat tyres. So that's, you know, you can't really drive around like that, can you?
Welcome back to Taupo. Andrew Waite leads race 2 of the NZV8. It's a drive-through penalty for James Urquhart has just been assessed as Simon Byrne peels off into the pit lane, having received the mechanical flag to try and patch up what's left of the McDonald's Ford. There is Byrne going into the pits, and as we said before the break, Brownie, I don't think there's enough race tape in Taupo to patch this car up. They might just start ripping stuff off.
Just go to work for race 3, mate.
So Andrew Waite, there's the team going to work, and as we said, there's no subtlety there.
Well, they've got a chance to, in fact, I want to try and get him out onto the track, keep the points going. Look at this Pither trying to have a go at Lobb. Well, that's happening on the outside. Kane Loeb. Lobb.
Yeah, you know, Kane Lobb's going to fight for it. You're obsessed with this Loeb guy. Who's he?
Well, we were just giving him the nickname about driving like the old French Valley star, but slipping out.
Well, the aerodynamics ain't going to be too flash on the McDonald's Ford.
But still effective, so he can still stay in the points race. There's Waite. McKelvey having a great run. But this is a great dogfight for the championship. Can Kane, the Ginger Ninja, hold out the Gypsy and stop that points battle from just going the way of the champion, the defending champion?
Well, the championship lead would extend by 6 points, so 48 points. But you just think that Chris Pither, as we said at the start of this race, he's got the momentum. He's had 9 race wins in the championship to Kane Lobb's 4.
And that car speed is just absolutely crucial, because when it comes down to anything and everything in regards to the confidence of the driver, the team, the setup, if you've got car speed, that's the most important thing in motor racing that can give you that confidence to really go for it.
Well, I think the Mark Cromie team have found something overnight, because Kane Lobb's fastest lap, as he locks a break into turn 1, and race number 1 was a 48.2. He's run it in a little bit too deep. Gives an opportunity for Pither, but can he get around him?
This is that tight where they do the crossover, goes from left to right, right to left. So one guy may have the inside line, but for the next one, you're going to be hung out to dry.
Well, Kane Lobb's fastest lap in race 1 was a 48.2. He's just done a 47.4, so they've found 8/10. So that 2 seconds that they were down, they've basically halved. So Pither all over the back bumper of the Mark Cromie Holden, and just on race radio, I think a warning coming up for Kane Lobb for blocking, which isn't probably that surprising.
Well, he's going to make it very, very hard to pass around here at Taupo, because we all know that it is. But this is going to be coming up to the key part, the sweeper onto the back straight. Which line will they take? He'll have to take the defensive line on the inside and force Pither out wide.
Well, it's still really game on for this championship. 48 points the advantage. Kane Lobb over Pither. Oh, there's some contact there. Lobb taking a different line. He's still sideways off the exit. Pither's going to get the bump and run, the inside run this time on the back straight.
Has he got a problem with his tyres?
Well, I think he might have got a little bit of assistance from Mr. Pither in the middle of that corner. There was definitely contact.
But look at the speed of that forward down the chute compared to the Holden.
Well, he got a straighter run off that last corner, whereas Kane Lobb was sideways probably for about 2/3 through the corner. So the championship pendulum swings back into the favour of Chris Pither. That'll be a 6-point game for him. So the lead now down to 36. Here's the peak antifreeze replay. Lobb just got in a little bit deep.
Wide, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit of turn and understeer.
A little bit of a tap there.
Pither's definitely given him a bit of a hurry up in the middle of the corner.
He's certainly gone wide, sliding it out of the corner, so he'd lost the perfect line.
Well, that's going to free Chris Pither. If he can get to Scott McKelvey with about a lap and 3/4 left to go, that's going to hurt Kane Lobb's championship points lead even more.
And that's why psychologically we say that it's his championship, because it's up for him to win and lose, because he started at the rear of the grid, remember, in this race, and here he is, Chris Pither, up to third behind Andrew DJ48. We say DJ48 because that's what he does during the week sometimes. Doof doof. Driving in Chris Handley's car. It's great to see Chris back on the track. He'll be wrapped. Andrew will be wrapped if he can hold on. Remember the last time? Chaos is having a good life. Good race.
Is the battle further back for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Wouldn't that be great having Chris Handley here? Because we've got 4 race winners so far in the championship this year. Pither, Lobb, Byrne and Handley. And if Andrew Waite can join the winners list here, he'll be the second driver to win in the mainline construction ideal standard Holden.
But we won't put the mockers on him, because remember what happened at Manfield. He was on target, then he saw the old Pither coming down through the rear vision mirror.
There's Pither's ahead of McKelvey. Pither is ahead of McKelvey, so another gain for Chris Pither in this championship chase.
So I wonder if Andrew Waite will be driving in the rear vision mirror now. Last side he want to look up. Oh, no, not you again. Here we go.
13-point swing. The lead is now just 29 points for Kane Lobb. And Pither is on the charge. I want to see what this next lap for Chris Pither is. His fastest lap to this point was a 47.1. He did a 46.2 and set a new track record in race number 1. Here's the peak antifreeze replay of the pass.
Once
it's up
again.
in turn 11.
Oh, look. The other guy's just going too wide. And more drama coming through from Race Radio.
There's a call that Chris Pither has a drive-through penalty. He's in the pits.
I wonder if it was because of the contact with Kane Lobb.
Well, you'd have to think so. Unbelievable. Kane Lobb will not believe his luck. Controversy here, because first and the second in the championship is Andrew Waite. He'll be smiling because there's no one behind him now.
Doesn't have to worry about the other dude coming in the rear vision mirror. It's back to McKelvey. He'll be, what's going on?
Last lap board was out. Pither taking the drive-through penalty.
So he started from the rear of the grid, got up to almost first, and now he's back at the rear of the grid.
I think he's still inside the top 6, just waiting for the lap scoring to cycle.
Another twist in the exciting chase for the championship of the NZ V8 Utes. This is a class which has just been so fantastic this year, and we're heading for a great finish at the ITM 400 in Hamilton.
Pither has rejoined. He's in the 6th position, but he's lost 15 points. So from a 29-point swing, Lobb will now lead by 57 going into the 3rd and final race of the weekend. Talk about drama.
And he'll be determined to maintain that sort of lead going into the final dash for the championship in Hamilton. So, but what will happen in the 3rd and final race here? But we know that DJ48 doesn't have to wait any longer. The music's going to be pumping after this race.
Well, he's won races in New Zealand Formula Fords. He's finished 2nd in a couple of championships there. He's won races in the Toyota Racing Series. He's now going to add to his win column a win in the NZ V8 Utes, our 5th different winner for 2010-2011. Boy, has this championship changed. Kane Lobb will finish in 2nd, so he's got around Scott McKelvey. That's a bigger point swing for Kane Lobb. He pushes that out even further. So Kane Lobb back with the advantage. Andrew Waite with the victory in race number 2. Well, race 2. It's just turned this championship right on its head. No problems for Andrew Waite. He picks up his first win in the championship, subbing for Chris Hanley. Kane Lobb, though, gaining a huge advantage over Chris Pither, who fell back to 11th at the end of race number 2 with that drive-through penalty. Scott McKelvey in third, followed by Mike Buzz Lightfoot, Graham Senior Byrne, and Jeff Ripples Kernahan.